So hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here to present to you guys another crocheted hairstyle, completed by yours truly. The hairstyle today is obviously doing the style that you see, which is a crocheted butterfly faux lock using the crochet invisible method. So if you are interested in learning how I did this style and how you can replicate it yourself, make sure you stay tuned. So the hair that I'm going to be installing today is the butterfly locks, which looks like this. So they're super cute. As you can see, they're 12 inches long, and they're super cute, and they're very nicely done. And I have tried myself to replicate this, and I cannot replicate this at all. So I'm so thankful that there is crocheted hairstyles just like this. So the vendor that I got this from sells this hair in 6 packs at 12 inches long, and each pack comes with 12 individual strands. So that gives you about 72 individual locks to install. So because this hair is less than I would have liked it to be, honestly I wish I had about 7 packs of hair to make, to get me through, because I want really full hair. I'm actually going to do the parting a bit bigger this time around, just so I can ensure that I have enough hair to cover my head. Because in my mind, I'm a little freaked out that it's not going to be enough, but we go, fingers crossed, it will work out and it'll be enough hair. So with my hair, I've already gone ahead and braided half of my hair using that crochet invisible method, which I'm going to show you on this side of my head. And then I've already started cornrowing the back and then looping each of the ends together. And so there's one braid back here. So when I finish this half of my head, this braid will then be included into the rest of the braiding pattern, and then I will be done. I have my hair already prepped for the braiding, and so the only thing you're gonna need on the side to replicate this yourself is I have some conditioning gel, just to ensure that the parts look nice and nice and neat. Tuck away the flyaways. And then I have my rat tail comb, just makes for easy parting. And then I have some clips on the side just to clip my hair out of the way. And then obviously got my crochet needle, so when I actually begin crocheting, I got that done. First things first, I would say when you are doing the invisible crochet method, do not braid the braids too tightly. I learned that the very first time around that the braid needs to be secure, but it doesn't need to be tight, because you need to be able to give your hair enough space to loop the crochet through the braid. And I think I did this one too tight because it feels a little tight. So I have 2 braids here, 3 braids, 4 braids, and then 5. And then I'm going to replicate that exact same pattern on this side. And with these, I did the 4 rows that I did here, I'm going to do the 4 rows on this side as well. So what I went ahead and did, just because it makes it a lot easier and I would recommend you to do the same, is that I went through and parted each of my rows of my hair. So all I have to do now is just do the individual parting for each row. The reason why I did this, one, I wanted to make sure that the lines were symmetrical on each side of my head. I have a tendency of making one side of my head look, the lines look straight, and then the other side looking crooked. So I wanted to make sure that I took care of the parting first. But I'm going to take down my first section here. And what I like to do is just grab some of my conditioning gel and apply it all over that section of hair. Make sure that part is nice and slick. I'm just going to grab my rat tail comb, split this part in half, because I'm going to do 2 braids here. So with my first braid, grab a little more gel, apply it over. Just going to braid it into 3, but just make sure as you are braiding, you are not braiding too tightly. So now that I have my first braid done, all I'm going to do is just take the braid that I started and just continue it into the second braid, because that way it will come out flatter. And so all I'm going to do is just, once I have the 3 individual strands from the first braid, align them. I'm going to split the second braid into 3 individual strands and just line those strands together like that, and then braid it in. I like doing this method better because I feel like the braiding comes out a bit flatter versus if you by continuing the braid versus if you were to incorporate this braid into the second braid, if that makes more sense. So got that one done. And now this is why I like this method, because all I'm gonna do is unsnap it and unbraid it, and then we get to go. This is why I love this method, because it's so much faster. You know, I definitely learned from the first time I did this. So grab my conditioning gel. So all I'm gonna do is take my comb and split this section into 3 individual boxes. And so whenever I'm parting, I try to make the boxes the same size so that they're equal, you know, in size, and so it doesn't look too awkward. And 2, when I do them, I try to make sure the boxes are kind of like window style, so that the previous part in the first row isn't matched up with this one, so that the crochet braid can lay better and make it look more full, like you would do like a regular individual box braid. So I try to create windows with the parts. Twist that up. I'm going to show you that process one more time. So got my braid, just going to braid it as normal, like a normal 3-strand braid. To make the process easier, just split the second braid into 3 individual strands like that, right? 1, 2, and 3. You're going to take the first braid that you started working on and grab your 3 individual strands that you have, and just literally pick up the 3 strands from the second braid like that, right? Just align them and then start braiding. All right, just like that. Do the same thing to the last one. So I am done with all of the braids, and as you can see, this is what I'm working with. This side looks just like this side. Honestly, I don't really care what the back looks like personally, if I'm honest with myself. All I have been doing, I just kind of create a section apart with my hands and went straight back, and that is it. So that's what I'm gonna do. All I did was just pretty much follow this back here from this braid. You can use a part, like a rat tail comb, you know, to get the braid all nice and neat, but honestly, it's too much work. I can't see behind my head. I'm gonna try and see what that looks like. Is it straight? Who knows? It don't matter, but I'm gonna do like I did the other braids and just prepare this one. So now, as you can see, I have my 4 individual braids that's going to represent the cornrow that's going to go back, and I have this braid from here. So I'm going to show you what that looks like by turning around. So as you can see, my braiding pattern, I've just been feeding the first braid into the next one and just continuing. So all I'm going to do now is undo a little bit of this braid to continue this cornrow into this section here. So when I get to about this point here, I'm actually going to take this braid and feed it into this one. So what I like to do is just bend the braid upward to kind of keep it flat, and then put it in between one of my fingers like that, and then pull it, make sure it's real nice and tight, and then braid it in. So I have my hair, all my hair completely braided. I'm going to show you what my braids look like. So this is the front, and this is the back. I'm just gonna take this braid, go across underneath my other braids, and crochet it here. I'm going to hook it onto the tip right there, close the latch, and pull it through. I am back and my hair is completely done. As you can see, I have installed all 72 butterfly locks in my head because I wanted to ensure that the hair was nice and full. And as you can remember earlier, I was feeling a little antsy about how this was gonna turn out because I wasn't confident that it was gonna look well, but it actually looks really, really good. Like, I'm really impressed. Despite me struggling installing these things, it turned out really, really well. I was nervous about what the hair would look like as far as like the layers, like with the short pieces look too short. But I think once I added the back, and the back kind of gradually all came together at one length, that made me feel a lot better, which was nice. But yeah, I'm really liking the look. So 2 cons in using this product. One, the latching portion of the actual butterfly lock is inconsistent. There were some really, really thick ones, there were some really skinny ones. And so if you are going to replicate the style yourself, make sure you use those skinnier pieces in the front of your hair and those thicker pieces in the back, just because you don't want that bulky look in the front. And that's one thing I would suggest for you to do. The second con to this is, like I mentioned before, for the opening on the latch portion, I actually had to untwist the lock a little bit and kind of push the hair downward to open up that space a little bit bigger, because of the hook portion was really, really small and I needed more space, just because when it came time to pull the hair through, the hair kept getting stuck on every notch of the butterfly lock. As you can see, the butterfly lock is not smooth, and so it would get stuck on every single little notch. So I had to make the hole big enough so that it could slide over or glide over it to the root. So that was really annoying. But yeah, I think besides that, once you can get past those 2 things, I think you'll have your hairstyle will come out great and it'll come out looking really, really well. I definitely love this look. I'm happy that this is going to be a protective style that I'm going to keep in for some, for some time, which is really, really nice. The crochet hair is heavier than what my previous crochet hairstyle was, but not to the point where it's like unbearable. It's just because it's locked and it's wrapped hair, I notice a difference, but it's not like uncomfortable or anything like that. That's it for the video. Let me know what you guys think. If you like the way this hairstyle turned out, give this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button now so that you're always tuned in and you can be the first to know when my next video is uploaded. If you guys have any questions, make sure you leave those questions in the comment section below. As per usual, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!